Welcome to Seeking God, where we consider the questions and stories regarding our faith. A few years ago, a group of us who are clergy in our respective faith traditions came together to offer a Thanksgiving service, an interfaith Thanksgiving service. It was a good experience for us to work together. And in addition to this, all of the folks who came together for the service seemed to find meaning in it. They encouraged us to do this on an annual basis. So as it grew closer to time for the next service, we called each other together and began to plan it. We had another successful service, and after this time, we decided that we thought we needed something more. So we decided to explore becoming friends. We began to meet on a somewhat regular basis and to get to know each other a bit better. Over time, we began to deepen those relationships, and we began to trust each other and began to explore those discussions that might have been too difficult in the beginning. Sometimes I'm asked, don't you give up what you believe to be in interfaith relationships? No, I don't. What I do and what we do when we build relationships within various groups and between various groups is we look first at those things that unify us, the things that draw us together, the things that we can agree on, where our hearts are. Once we've done that and we've built relationships, we can move beyond it to the more difficult things. It's not unlike a dating relationship, where those things that attract us are what bring us together. And in the beginning, those are the things that hold us together as a couple. And over time, as we begin to build love for each other, we develop the ability to face those things that are difficult in life and to broach those subjects that might be more difficult to discuss. Once we can do that, then something much deeper happens in our relationships. But we have to first build the trust that we need to know that those others that we are loving and caring for are not going to abandon us. I think this mirrors our developing relationships with the holy. Oftentimes we seek God because God may be able to fulfill some deep desire that we have. We may even experience it as a need. But there's something there that attracts us, that brings us together, that draws us together. And we seek the holy. Then as we do this, we begin to try to learn more and more about this holiness, this divine being. And as we do, we find those things that help us glue together in our relationship. Until the time comes when something happens and we have doubts or concerns, or maybe we even just develop a dislike for the divine. It is once that we can get to those times and trust our relationship with the holy, that we can then begin to deepen our faith and to grow in love. It seems ultimately that's what our faith is about deepening not just simply some concept, some idea, or some belief, but an engagement with something deeper, our Creator, in a way in which we can develop a deeper love. And I think that that is important. And it is in part what holds us together, what draws us closer, and what deepens our faith. Just as in building relationships with other people and people of other faith, we must first trust that we can build trust. And as we do, we develop love. What has happened for me in developing these interfaith relationships is one that I've learned so much more about myself and ways in which my own personal faith, my own Christianity is strengthened and deepened. But I think that's also what happens to us in other relationships. We begin to be able to develop relationships other than those and to trust in those. And I think that that's what happens in our deepening love of the divine. The curious thing for me is that the deeper I love God, the more I find myself being open to loving others too. So what brings you to this journey? What brings you to seeking God or a deeper experience of the holy? Whatever it is, I invite you to learn to develop the trust you need to love. And as you do, continue on this journey. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for joining me in seeking God.